Hey, I'm trying to explain nested loops to my friend who's just stepping into the IT world. Let me give you the rundown on them in Python. You see, nested loops are loops inside other loops. Think of them as Russian dolls, one inside the other, but in code form. In Python, like in many other languages, they let us deal with multidimensional problems. For example, you can use them to navigate through nested lists or to create grids, like matrices. Imagine if you wanted to create a multiplication table or process every element in a matrix, nested loops become your best friends. But first things first, let's start with the basics. Python syntax for a nested loop is straightforward. It starts with writing one loop inside another. Suppose you are looping over two lists. The inner loop would run for each cycle of the outer loop until it's complete. Let's roll up our sleeves and start with something simple. Here's an example where we print out a 3 by 3 multiplication table using nested loops. Python for I in range, for j in range, print. This nested loop would iterate through each row and then each column, multiplying the row and column indices and printing the result. It's simple enough, but you see how the inner loop has to run completely before the outer loop proceeds? That's because it's nested. You can optimize nested loops too. Look at how you would implement a 2D BFS algorithm in Python, or traversing and checking every possible move in a game of chess. For each inner loop iteration, you might perform operations on a different sequence of data or the same kind of data in a different context. A nested loop can get complex, and it's not always about multiplication tables. Let's say you want to implement a function that replicates the matrix multiplication process. In that case, you'd use nested loops to iterate over rows and columns, performing dot products and summing up the results to populate a new matrix. Now, imagine working with nested data structures like trees or graphs. Loops are your way to traverse these, diving deeper into nodes until you hit a leaf or complete a path, whichever comes first. And when you are dealing with multithreaded or parallel computing, nested loops can help manage concurrency, although it's essential to handle effectively to avoid bottlenecks or race conditions. Understanding nested loops is vital to solve many problems efficiently in the IT domain. It's about iterating over data in multiple ways, a straightforward inner loop within a broader task. It's how we tackle problems layer by layer, focusing on one level before moving back up to the next. With nested loops in Python, you open up possibilities for processing and analyzing large datasets, developing algorithms for artificial intelligence, creating games, and so much more. It's like mastering scales in a new language. Once you get nested loops, you unlock a wealth of problem-solving techniques. Remember, like any programming construct, proper understanding and usage of nested loops can be a double-edged sword. They can simplify tasks but, used unwisely, can lead to slow, unmanageable complexity. Hence, always aim for efficiency and clarity as if you are passing on a code gift, something well-written and maintainable. I hope this little chat gave you a sense of direction in nested loops. It's a powerful concept, but like any tool, its effectiveness lies in the hand that wields it. Experiment with nested loops, play around with algorithms until they feel comfortable in your coding style, and before you know it, they'll become second nature. For those of you eager to learn more and start applying these concepts, I suggest starting with small projects where you can see nested loops in action. Work on developing simple grid layouts, data transformations, or algorithms on a smaller scale before tackling more complex ones. Always reflect on each block of code you write to understand the flow and ensure it's doing what Neural is expected. Finally, visit neeraj.qzz.io and subscribe to TechLab. It's where I share more in-depth content and insights for those of you looking to dive deeper or just kickstart your IT journey. Happy coding! And that, my friend, is a simple yet comprehensive explanation of nested loops in Python for you. Go forth and loop wisely. Visit neeraj.qzz.io and subscribe to TechLab.